Learn English online at Best Training School.
Hi, everybody. I've got for you today another English grammar lesson. If clauses, they're also known as conditional sentences. I'm going to go over their basic structure and the meaning of all types. Students who are not familiar with conditional sentences, this video is going to be an awesome introduction for you. So let's get started with this short recording.
Hi, I'm Sylvie. I'd like to tell you a short story using all types of if clauses. This story happened to me when I was at university. Before starting the exam, my friend Cindy asked me to help her. I said, if I know the answers, I'll help you. Half an hour later, when we were inside the class and the exam started, she asked me again and I replied immediately. If I knew the answers, I would help you. 2 hours later, the exam finished and we were outside. Cindy was very angry against me and I explained to her, if I had known the answers, I would have helped you. She refused to understand me, and up to now, our relationship isn't the same. If I say yes, she says no. If I say no, she says yes. That's all for my story. I leave you now with the teacher to explain you all types of conditional sentences.
Thank you, Sylvie.
You're welcome.
Throughout your story, you've noticed three types of conditional sentences.
Right.
Right. The first one is based on real situation, and the result is possible now or later.
If I know the answers, I'll help you.
The action happened in the present moment. The second one is based on an imaginary situation, and the result is less possible now.
If I knew the answers, I would help you.
Also, the action happened in the present moment. The last one is based on a past event, and the result is impossible to be true now. It's too late.
If I had known the answers, I would have helped you.
Here, the action happened in the past. And at the end of your story, you have used the zero conditional.
Yeah, because it's a natural reaction.
We conclude that we use if to form conditional sentences to say that an action is reliant on something else. Now, focus with me on each type. Type 1. In if clause, we use the simple present tense. And in result clause, we use will and the basic form of any verb. Instead of will, we can also use other models depending on the nuance of the sentence. Look at this sentence. If I know the answers, I will help you. The result is possible now or later. And it's aligned to the first one, which is based on a real fact in the present moment. That's why we also call this first type the real conditional. Let's have some examples.
If they attend their English class regularly, they will progress more.
The use of will shows a possible future outcome.
If he doesn't respect the traffic lights, he may have an accident.
Here we are talking about a probable result. That's why we use may.
You can buy a new computer if you save 50 euros per month.
As you can see, we can inverse and put if clause at the end of the sentence. The meaning doesn't change, but we didn't use a comma. The use of can in the result clause shows a likely future possibility to buy a new computer.
If you see Cindy, tell her to call me immediately.
In this sentence, I've used the imperative mood in the result clause to emphasize an urgent need.
If you're still preparing your TOEIC test, you must watch my videos.
In this one, you can note the present continuous instead of the simple present, because we are talking about a progressive action. And the use of must in the result clause express a strong advice to watch my videos.
If she has finished her homework, she will lay the table for dinner.
The last one, the present perfect took place in if clause to talk about a complete action, and will in the result clause shows a possible later action. Type 2. In if clause, we use the past subjunctive, and in result clause, we use would and the basic form of any verb. Look at this sentence. If I knew the answers, I would help you. Indeed, I don't know the answers. I'm just trying to imagine that the present situation is different for some reason. So the result is less possible for the current moment. But there is little chance to get the answers later as we are still in class and the time of the exam isn't over. That's why we call this type the unreal conditional, because we can't do something now and just imagine that life is different. Look at these examples.
If you spoke perfect English, you would apply for this position.
Indeed, the person doesn't speak perfect English and we imagine a different situation to the real one. That's why we use the past subjunctive in the if clause.
She would be happier if she had more friends.
In the second type, also, we can inverse if clause with result clause. She may have more friends one day, but the current situation is different.
In my workmate Magali with my wife, I'd be the happiest man.
In this sentence, the use of past subjunctive is cleared by the use of where instead of was, because we are talking about a hypothetical situation. Magali now, she's just my workmate.
The road is very slippery. If I were you, I should drive carefully.
I'm not the driver. I'm just supposing if I were the driver. And it's very unlikely that he should listen to my advice and drive carefully.
If we crossed safely the borders, we could have a decent life somewhere.
It's a nice wish to cross safely, but it's still in my mind, in my dream.
If she had enough money, she would fix her old car.
The person we are talking about hasn't enough money. So the intention to fix her car is related to an real wish. Type 3. In if clause, we use the past perfect subjunctive. And in result clause, we use would plus have plus the past participle of any verb. If I had known the answers, I would have helped you. It refers to a past imagined situation totally different to the one actually happened. We use it in general when we look at something that happened in the past and we wish that result was different. But it's too late to be true. Let's study some examples.
If you had studied hard, you would have passed the exam.
Differently to the other types, we are talking about a past situation that didn't happen at all, and we imagine an impossible result to that situation.
If they had been more careful, they wouldn't have made this awful accidents.
We conclude throughout this sentence that they weren't careful, and now they are in troubles.
You wouldn't have missed the bus if you had got up early.
But you got up late. That's why you missed the bus.
If it had rained, you would have got wet.
You are lucky to not get wet because you didn't take your umbrella.
You could have been on time if you had caught a taxi.
You should take a taxi to be on time. It was a bad idea to go on foot.
If you had listened to my advice, you might have succeeded your English tests.
Unfortunately, you didn't listen to my advice, and therefore you didn't pass the English test. Type 0. In both if clause and result clause, we use the simple present tense. If I say yes, she says no. If I say no, she says yes. It refers to facts or logical results. We can't argue about the result because it's always the same at any time. Look at these examples. It's really simple.
If you drop an apple, it falls down because of the gravity.
We can't have another result. It's a fact. Astronauts in the space can say,
if you drop an apple, it floats in the space because there's no gravity. Water boils if you heat it to 100 degrees Celsius.
It's a logical result.
If you heat ice, it melts.
The same. It's logical. It turns to water.
If you freeze water, it turns to ice.
It's a truth. It's logical.
If you press that button, you start the engine.
Logical result because this button is used to start this engine. If the engine is turning, you can say,
if you press that button, you stop the engine. Cindy likes going to parties. She always accepts if she is invited.
It's a habit. We are talking about Cindy's behavior. If it means on the condition that, unless it means except on the condition that, or simply it means if not.
We'll play the match if it doesn't rain. We'll play the match unless it rains.
Both examples with if and unless have the same meaning and refer to the present time. So, if is conditional. It's used to describe a possible situation. Unless is also conditional, but it's effectively if with an extra exclusion or negative qualifier added. And we can make equivalent sentences with both. Here are a few examples.
We may miss the train if we don't hurry. We may miss the train unless we hurry.
In the first one, the verb in the main clause is negative. It changes with the use of unless.
I'll be shouted at by the manager if I arrive late at my office. I'll be shouted at by the manager unless I arrive on time at my office.
There is no negative word in those sentences, but late is the opposite of on time. We can consider late as a negative meaning. This is just a short note about the use of unless, which means if not. Let's come now to the main goal, if clauses. Maybe you have noticed the use of past and past perfect subjunctive in the second and third type of if. You must know that the subjunctive mood has three tenses: present, past, and past perfect. In the present, we use the infinitive with every person. Even be is conjugated, I be, you be, she be. In the past, it's similar to the simple past indicative mood, except be is conjugated where, with every person. The past perfect subjunctive has the same conjugation as the past perfect indicative, but different in the meaning. That's why in the second type we say,
if I were rich.
I imagine a different situation to the real one. Also, in the sentence,
If she loved me.
You can think that I've used the simple past. Yeah, I've used the simple past of the subjunctive mood to imagine something unreal, because in fact, she doesn't love me. So the conjugation is the same to the simple past indicative mood, but not the meaning. In the third type, when I say,
If I had been rich.
I imagine something different to the real time in the past. But when I say,
I had been rich when I used to play football.
it's a for real past action. It's the past perfect indicative mood. So the past subjunctive is used to imagine some situation different to the present fact. And the past perfect subjunctive is used to imagine some situation different to the real past one. I hope this video will be benefit for you. Thank you for watching.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.